Well, good afternoon or evening, depending upon where you are. This broadcast is coming to you live from Israel. We are approximately 25 kilometers, that is 15 miles north of Gaza. And let me give you a brief update about the situation with the current war. And then when I finish with that, I'd like to talk a few minutes concerning our upcoming conference this weekend in Orlando, Florida. First of all, both Sunday and Monday were very quiet days, especially in the city that we live in. But that all changed earlier this afternoon when a barrage of rockets came into our city, and not just in our city, but also in the greater Tel Aviv area and Beersheba and around Gaza. So the rocket fire that has been quiet for 2 days has changed significantly in the last few hours. Now, why might this be? Well, we don't know with any certainty, but I will say this. The humanitarian, and as I talk, perhaps you can hear that another rocket siren just went off here in our city. So what I'm going to do is to pause for a few minutes and let you observe, and maybe you'll hear the Keepa Barzel, the Iron Dome, taking out the rockets as they come into our city. So let's just pause for a few minutes of silence, and even better than that, pray for the residents of Ashdod. Well, did not hear any of the rockets being intercepted by the Iron Dome, but thankfully, we know that this has passed probably with great safety for our city. But let me just simply say that as we talk about this situation, many people believe it's been good that the Israeli army has not entered into Gaza. And the pretext from a point of view from the world is let's wait and get the hostages back. Last night, there was report 50 hostages were going to be released, but in the end, only two. And what we're going to see is, in my opinion, that Hamas will slowly, in order to stop Israel from coming in, will slowly release one or two hostages at a time in order to draw this out. Realize something, you may not know this. It may not be reported on your news that in Israel currently, there are 126,000 people that are not able to live in their homes, meaning this, that they are in hotels or in rooming houses or in some type of secondary living places because the army has evacuated them from their home. Who's paying for this? The government's paying for this. So when we look at the cost of war and delaying this every day, the amount of money that is going in to keep people out of the key areas where the attacks are coming, it is extremely costly. You see, terrorism is not just about fear. It's not just about doing bodily harm and killing people, but there's also a financial objective to terrorism, and that is to make a country go into heavy debt and become strapped, by this debt. This is what we see here. Israel needs to go into Gaza. Well, let me now turn to the second purpose for our update, and that is this: our conference in Orlando. It will take place as scheduled. You can go onto our website, LoveIsrael.org, and look at the conference schedule. That schedule, for the most part, is going to be maintained. We're very grateful for our worship team that is going to be there to lead you in worship. There will be times of fellowship. We have a prayer room for you to go there and pray for your own personal needs and hopefully for this situation in Israel. But also, we need to realize that at the beginning of the conference on Friday evening, there's going to be a meet and greet. And we have put out a lot of financial resources to have refreshments and hors d'oeuvres. So we hope people will come and enjoy that time. Who will be there to meet and greet you? Well, we're very pleased that Joe and Heidi Hakes, our U.S. team leaders, will be there. Also, Jose and Carrie Rivera, our Spanish team leaders, will be there, along with Ronnie Houlihan and also Tom Levine, who do the radio show with me called Lost in Translation. And Einstein Guzman, who is my Spanish voice, he will be there as well to meet people. And last and certainly not least, as most of you know, we are part of Seed of Abraham Ministries, and the head of that is Tom Bradford, a very gifted teacher. Many of you know him. In fact, many of you know me through his ministry first. We're grateful to Seed of Abraham. We're grateful to Tom, and him and his wife Sharon will also be there. So it's a wonderful opportunity to meet some of the key people who are involved in LoveIsrael.org and ask them questions, meet them, and be able to fellowship with them. So again, my hope is that you will come. Now, the last thing I want to say is that because of this situation, my wife and I will not be able to attend. However, we are living in a world of much technology, and therefore we are going to do the lessons live, meaning this. I'm going to be not pre-recording them, but doing them exactly when you're watching them at our conference in Orlando. They will be live. Thankfully for technology, we can do that. I'll be able to give updates about the situation in Israel as needed. But there is going to be one change, and that is this, that the conference theme, Signs and Wonders from the book of Acts, many of you asked if we could change that and do something more timely in regard to what's going on. And I've heard that, prayed about it, and made the decision that we are going to do a study in order to help us understand the events of the last days. What are indeed the key events, the order of them, how they relate to one another, and look at some of the things that may be popular but not accurate. So our conference is going to be an exciting conference. Please plan on attending. Make the effort. Don't change your plans. Be there. Many people have said the number one thing concerning our conference is the opportunity to fellowship with like-minded people. And none of that is going to change because my wife and I are not going to be there. We're grateful for our team, the Seed of Abraham group that has done so much work, hundreds of hours in preparing for this. And we know that it's going to be used by God, blessed by God, and we hope that you will make that commitment to be there. So until our next update, shalom from Israel. May God bless you.